Hello and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. This show airs each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. a different show altogether on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about transformation and productivity. What is the tie, the intersection between transformation and productivity? It should be a powerful show. If you are new to the show, this show is aimed at entrepreneurs, those who have their own business, those who would like to own their own business, and those who simply want to live in abundance like a boss. As you may also be able to discern from the show's title, we're also interested in the ideal of using joy itself as a technology to move us towards our goals and objectives. We encourage everyone who watches this show to live in abundance like a boss, because abundance gives you freedom and options. All right. So today, again, we're talking about productive through joy, being productive through joy by examining the intersection between transformation and abundance. If you're enjoying the show, please swipe left or right across your device. Definitely go to productivethroughjoy.com. We offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. We're more well-known for our live events. We speak to colleges, schools, and organizations in the public setting in group settings about helping individuals manifest abundance and productivity through joy. You can go to, again, those websites, or simply go to michaeldatcher.com to learn more about us and me personally, if you are so inclined. If you are new again to the show, allow me to say a few words about myself. Allow me to say a few words about myself. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were also optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called My People. And I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel America's set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown was murdered. Of course, the conflagration that ensued there initially as well. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I'm currently a professor of English Lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I'm an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity. And as a result, I like to let them know that people like us, even when we come from difficulty, like my story, I am, again, the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee at the age of 17, so no biological father, no adopted father at the time. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet, as Kool Moe Dee famously said, how you like me now? And if I can do this productive through joy, so can many of us who are watching this show. And that's part of the beauty behind the show. We know that people like us literally can, if we can do it, so can other people who face similar difficulties. We can inspire people to keep hope alive when hope can be elusive, all right? And so, again, go to productivethroughjoy.com. We offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting, and we speak to colleges, groups, and organizations. Let's dive into the topic today, which we will in a few seconds. In the morning show, we'd like to also talk about the importance of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, we'll find ourselves going to sleep with trouble on our mind, or waking up with that same trouble on our mind, going through our day with trouble on our mind, and then we have a few days back to back with trouble on our mind. And as we know, if you have been troubled, that also creates an additional stress, and stress, as we know, is a killer. It enhances hypertension, all kinds of heart disease, all types of medical conditions. It breaks down the body. It's a chemical-based reality, and so we help people to deal with stressors in the context of ritual. Ritual can be defined as doing the same thing at around the same time. Allow me to briefly give you my morning ritual as an exemplar. In the mornings, I wake up at 3:45 a.m. I read a couple of spiritual business books. I do our show at 4:45 a.m. At 5, I work on my current book, my current novel, until sunrise which is about 6:30 here on the West Coast, 6 o'clock rather, on the West Coast. And then I walk to the beach. I live along the coast here in Venice Beach, California. I walk, I bring my drum, I meditate, pray, do yoga. It's really powerful. I come back, I work on my current book for a while longer, then I go back to the beach to run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back here to Venice to go to my gym, Gold's Gym, to get my workout in, get my buff on. So at 9:30, guys, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins, and I use that endorphin release to move me towards my goals and objectives. Now, we're not saying do what I do, but we are saying do something and do it every day, because life happens to us every day. We need to think about, let me clear my throat, think about what we can do to be ready for the day that is sure to come, all right? So I'm reading two great books as a part of my morning reading. I'm reading a book called The Nag Hammadi Reader, bam, a book of Gnostic ancient scriptures. I'm also reading a book by Jen Sincero called You Are a Badass at Making Money, kind of a book about wealth, having a wealth mindset. These two books are amazing. I extract some wisdom from these books. And of course, as I continue and finish the books, I exchange the books for new books, but now I'm reading those two books. And from those readings, I extract wisdom, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, love inspires me to transform myself and manifest abundance and justice for me, my family, and my community. Once again, as a morning chant, as a meditating natural mystic, love inspires me to transform myself and manifest abundance, justice, and justice for me, myself, and my family. So I contemplate that throughout the day. I place it on my phone. I think about it. But also create the morning show and the afternoon show based upon that topic. So we're talking about transformation today. And let's dive in. Point one is that you want to know that transformation is possible. As we know, by being adults, among the hardest things to do is to legitimately change your life. And not just change when people are looking, but change in your private moments. To really make a real change in your life and all of our lives is, I find, to be very challenging, right? It's hard work to make real change, transformation in our lives. And so for many people, they think, I can't change. I talked to a colleague recently who said, I'm too old to change. And I was like, wow, that's sad. It's sad AF. I hope I never say that I'm too old to change. Wow, that's depressing. But that's a lot of people. Guys, you can always change, which is point two. You can always change. You have to first think it's possible, then that was point one. The point two is, yes, you can always change because you are made of the same substance, the primordial energy, the thing itself that God is, that the energy is, that spirit is, that call it Yahweh, Jehovah, choose your own nomenclature. You're made of the same building blocks. That energy, that creative impulse, that spark is also in you. And when it is galvanized, you can literally change almost anything about yourself, right? Which goes into point three. As you begin to make the change, what you're going to see is an uptick in two things primarily. One is joy, because when you can change, it feels amazing. And then also you're going to of course, become more productive because people are going to be respecting you more. People are going to be drawn to you more because people have such a hard time changing themselves that when you begin to change, you are going to galvanize people. And this is going to make some people hate, because when you change and other people are not changing, you remind them that they're not changing. So let me just say to you, as you begin to change and transform your life, haters are going to come out of the woodwork like a bark beetle. I'm just saying, that's going to happen. And that's okay, because everyone needs a job. The hater's job is to hate. Let them hate. We use them as motivation and as a reminder of who we don't want to be. But also you're going to galvanize people to get behind you and follow your great example. And that's one of the best things about changing. Just by living your life and transforming your own life, you're going to inspire people to transform their own lives. And inspiration that's authentic is not a word that we think about and talk about enough in this society. People are so jaded. You want to live an inspirational life, not like in some fake way, but just by doing you, you can be inspirational to those who watch your life. And trust me, people are watching, all right? Boom. Goes the dynamite. That's it for the show. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. On YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook. We are a show aimed at entrepreneurs, those who have their own business, those who would like to own their own business, and those who simply want to live in abundance like a boss. Please go to productivethroughjoy.com. We offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. We also have me come out and speak to universities, schools, and organizations. We have a special love for the youth. If you want me to come out for one of our live programs and speak to your group, let me know, and we will make that happen. You can also go to michaeldatcher.com and see about me more in a more personal way in terms of my scholarship as a scholar and a professor and other things as a writer. I think that's it, guys. Thanks for being here. We love and respect you here. Let's go transform ourselves and then transform the world. There's a great need for it now, as we know. So until this afternoon at 4:45 p.m., let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.